came home from work on a Tuesday evening to find a stranger sitting in my living room. She was wearing scrubs, navy blue, professional. She had a medical bag next to her chair. "Hi, you must be Emily," she said, standing up with a smile. "I'm Karen. Your parents hired me." "Hired you for what?" "I'm a private nurse. I'll be staying with you for the next few months to monitor your condition." My heart dropped. "What condition? I'm not sick." She glanced at a folder in her hands. "Your parents said you've been having some concerning symptoms. They want me to keep an eye on you." "What symptoms? I feel fine." "I can't discuss the details. Patient confidentiality. But don't worry, I'm here to help." I pulled out my phone and called my mother immediately. She answered on the first ring. "Mom, there's a nurse in my apartment. Why is there a nurse in my apartment?" "Oh, good. Karen arrived. We hired her to take care of you." "Take care of me for what? I'm not sick." "Emily, we need to talk. Can you come over tomorrow?" "No, we need to talk right now. What's going on?" What my mother told me next would reveal a family secret that explained everything and change my life forever. Stay with me, because this story is about the moment you discover your parents have been keeping a medical secret from you, and why. Before we continue, if you've ever discovered a family secret that changed everything, hit that subscribe button right now. Your support means everything to me. And comment below, has your family ever kept something major from you? Let's talk about it. Now back to my story. Let me back up and give you context. My name is Emily Harper. I'm 26 years old, and I work as a data analyst for a tech company in Chicago. I live alone in a one-bedroom apartment. I'm healthy, active, normal. Or at least, I thought I was. That Tuesday, I'd had a completely normal day. Work was fine. I felt fine. I grabbed Thai food on the way home and was looking forward to a quiet evening. Instead, I found Karen. She was maybe 50 years old. Kind face, professional demeanor, sitting in my living room like she belonged there. "How did you get in?" I asked, still holding my Thai food. "Your mother gave me a key." "My mother has a key to my apartment?" "Apparently. She said you gave her one for emergencies." I had. 2 years ago when I first moved in. I'd forgotten about it. "This isn't an emergency," I said firmly. "I'm not sick. There's been some kind of mistake." Karen smiled sympathetically. "I understand this is confusing, but your parents are very concerned about you. They've asked me to stay here and monitor you for any changes." "Changes in what?" "I can't say specifically, but I'll be doing daily check-ins. Blood pressure, temperature, basic assessments. Nothing invasive." "I don't consent to this." "You don't have to consent. Your parents hired me privately. I'm here as a precaution." I felt panic rising. "You can't just move into someone's apartment without their permission." "Technically, your parents have permission. They co-signed your lease." I'd forgotten about that too. When I first moved to Chicago, I didn't have enough credit history. My parents co-signed, but that was 2 years ago. I'd been paying rent myself ever since. "I'm calling my mother," I said again. I went into my bedroom and called. My mother picked up immediately. "Mom, what is going on? Why did you hire a nurse? Why is she in my apartment?" "Emily, calm down." "I am calm, but I'm also confused. I'm not sick." "We need to talk in person. Can you come over tomorrow after work?" "No, tell me now." My mother sighed. "Fine. We didn't want to tell you this way, but there's a genetic condition that runs in my family, a serious one, and we think you might have it." My blood ran cold. "What kind of condition?" "It's called Huntington's disease. It's a degenerative neurological disorder. My mother had it. My aunt had it. And there's a 50% chance I have the gene, which means there's a 25% chance you have it." I sat down on my bed, the room spinning. "Huntington's disease? I've never even heard of it." "It usually doesn't show symptoms until your 30s or 40s, but we want to monitor you now, just in case." "Why didn't you tell me about this before?" "Because we didn't want to worry you. But lately, we've noticed some things, small things, and we want to be proactive." "What things? What have you noticed?" "Just mood changes, forgetfulness, little things that could be nothing, or could be early signs." I don't have mood changes. I'm not forgetful. I'm completely normal. Emily, please, just let Karen stay for a few weeks. Let her monitor you. If everything is fine, we'll send her home. But if there are signs, we need to catch them early. This is insane. You can't just hire a nurse to live with me without my consent. We're your parents. We're trying to protect you. By invading my privacy? By scaring me with a disease I might not even have? Emily, please. I hung up. I sat on my bed, staring at the wall. Huntington's disease. Genetic, degenerative, neurological. I pulled out my phone and Googled it. What I read terrified me. Huntington's disease. A fatal genetic disorder. It causes the progressive breakdown of nerve cells in the brain. Symptoms include involuntary movements, cognitive decline, psychiatric problems. There's no cure. Life expectancy after symptoms begin is 10 to 20 years. It's hereditary. If one parent has the gene, each child has a 50% chance of inheriting it. And my grandmother had it. I sat there reading article after article, medical journals, patient stories, support groups. My hands were shaking. If my mother had the gene, I had a 50% chance. But my mother didn't know if she had it. There's a test, a genetic test. But many people choose not to take it because there's no cure. They don't want to know their fate. My mother had chosen not to know, but apparently she'd decided I needed to know, or at least she'd decided I needed to be monitored. I walked back out to the living room. Karen was reading a book. I need you to leave, I said. She looked up. I understand you're upset, but I'm here to help. I don't need help. I'm not sick. Your mother told you about Huntington's? Yes, and I'll deal with it, but I don't need a nurse living with me. Emily, early detection is crucial. If we catch symptoms early, we can manage them better. There is no management. There's no cure. But there are treatments that can slow progression. Quality of life can be maintained longer with proper care. I don't have it. You don't know that. Neither do you. Karen set down her book. Look, I know this is scary, and I know it feels invasive, but your parents love you. They're trying to help. By sending a stranger to spy on me? I'm not spying. I'm observing. There's a difference. Not to me. I grabbed my keys and walked out. I couldn't be in that apartment with her. I drove aimlessly for an hour. Then I ended up at my best friend's house. Maya opened the door and immediately knew something was wrong. Em, what happened? I told her everything. The nurse, the disease, the genetic risk. Maya hugged me while I cried. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I might have a fatal disease, and I didn't even know it was a possibility until today. Have you been tested? No, my mother never told me about it. She never gave me the option. Can you get tested now? I don't know if I want to. If I test positive, I'll spend the rest of my life waiting for symptoms. If I test negative, my mother will have traumatized me for nothing. What are you going to do about the nurse? I don't know. I want her gone. But my parents co-signed my lease. They technically have a right to be there. That's not how that works. I know, but they think it does, and Karen seems to think she's legally allowed to stay because they hired her. That sounds illegal. Probably. But I don't have the energy to fight them right now. I just found out I might have a fatal genetic disease. Maya squeezed my hand. Do you have any symptoms? I don't think so, but now I'm going to be paranoid about every little thing. Did I forget where I put my keys? Is that Huntington's? Did I feel irritable today? Is that Huntington's? That's not fair to you. No, it's not. The next day, I called in sick to work. I couldn't focus, couldn't think about anything except Huntington's disease. I drove to my parents' house. They lived in the suburbs, about 40 minutes from my apartment. My mother opened the door. She looked tired, worried. Emily, come in. I walked into their living room. My father was sitting on the couch. He looked uncomfortable. Start from the beginning, I said. Tell me everything about this disease. My mother sat down. My mother started showing symptoms when she was 43. Involuntary movements at first, twitching, jerking, then cognitive decline, memory problems, mood changes. She died when she was 58. I barely remember her. You were young. We kept you away from her in the later years. It wasn't pleasant. And your aunt? My Aunt Margaret. She had it too. Symptoms started around 45. She died at 56. So it runs in your family. Yes, my mother's side. There's a 50% chance I inherited the gene from my mother. Have you been tested? No. Why not? My mother's eyes filled with tears. Because I don't want to know. If I have it, I'll spend the rest of my life waiting for symptoms. I'd rather just live. But you're making me deal with it. Because you're young. If you have it, early intervention could help. There are clinical trials, new treatments being developed. The earlier we know, the better. But you don't even know if you have it. You're monitoring me for a disease you might not have even passed to me. My father spoke up. We've noticed some things, Emily. I turned to him. What things? Last month at dinner you seemed confused. You couldn't remember where you'd parked your car. I was tired. I'd worked a 12-hour day. And at Christmas, you seemed irritable, snapping at people. It was Christmas. Everyone's stressed during the holidays. And your mother said you've been forgetting things, appointments, conversations. I forgot one appointment, my dentist, because I was busy. My mother leaned forward. Emily, these could be nothing, but they could be early signs. Or they could be normal human behavior. Everyone forgets things. Everyone gets irritable. But not everyone has a family history of Huntington's. I felt tears streaming down my face. You're making me paranoid. You're making me think every normal thing I do is a symptom. We're trying to protect you. No, you're trying to ease your own anxiety. You're terrified you have this disease, so you're projecting that fear onto me. My mother flinched. That's not true. Isn't it? You're too scared to get tested yourself, but you're willing to put me through monitoring? To make me feel like I'm dying? You're not dying. I might be. If I have this gene, I'm going to die young. And you didn't even give me the choice to know or not know. You just forced this on me. The room fell silent. My father said quietly, We should have told you years ago, given you the choice. Yes, you should have. We were trying to protect you. You can't protect me from genetics, Dad. You can only prepare me, and you didn't even do that. My mother wiped her eyes. What do you want us to do? I want you to send Karen home. I want you to give me space to process this. And I want you to respect my decision about whether or not to get tested. What if you have symptoms and don't realize it? Then I'll deal with it when I notice them. But I'm not living my life being monitored like a lab rat. Emily, no, this is my decision, my body, my life. You don't get to control this. I left my parents' house and drove straight to my doctor's office. I need to talk to Dr. Richardson. It's urgent. They squeezed me in that afternoon. Dr. Richardson had been my doctor for 3 years. She was kind, thorough, and trustworthy. Emily, what's going on? I told her everything. The genetic risk, the nurse, my parents' fear. She listened carefully. Then she said, Do you want to be tested? I don't know. Part of me wants to know. Part of me thinks ignorance is bliss. There's no right answer. Some people want to know so they can plan their lives accordingly. Others prefer not to know and just live. What would you do? I can't answer that. It's deeply personal. I sat in silence for a moment. If I get tested and it's positive, what happens? We would monitor you. Watch for early symptoms. There are medications that can help manage symptoms when they appear, and there are clinical trials you could join. But there's no cure. Not yet. But research is progressing. In 10 years, there might be treatments we can't even imagine now. And if I don't get tested, you live your life. If symptoms appear, we deal with them then. But my parents will never leave me alone. They'll always be watching me, waiting for signs. Then maybe getting tested would give you peace. Either you have it and you know, or you don't, and your parents can stop worrying. Or I have it and my life is over. Your life wouldn't be over. It would just be different. I thought about my grandmother, about my aunt, about the twitching, the cognitive decline, the loss of independence. I want to be tested, I said finally. I need to know. Are you sure? No, but I think it's the only way forward. I can't live with this uncertainty and my parents' paranoia. Dr. Richardson nodded. I'll order the test. It's a simple blood draw. Results take about 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yes. And Emily, I'd recommend genetic counseling. There are counselors who specialize in Huntington's disease. They can help you process the results, whatever they are. Okay. I had my blood drawn that day. Then I drove home. Karen was still there, sitting in my living room, reading her book. I'm getting tested, I told her. In 2 weeks, we'll know if I have the gene or not. Until then, I need you to leave. Your parents want me to stay. I don't care what they want. This is my apartment, and I'm asking you to leave. Karen studied my face, then she nodded. Okay, but if you need me, if you start feeling symptoms or just want to talk, here's my number. She handed me a card, then she packed up her medical bag and left. I sat alone in my apartment, quiet, empty, and I cried. The next 2 weeks were the longest of my life. Every morning, I woke up and analyzed myself. Did my hand twitch? Was I forgetting things? Was I irritable? I became obsessed with every tiny detail. I dropped my phone. Was that Huntington's? I forgot what I was going to say mid-sentence. Was that Huntington's? I felt sad one day. Was that depression? An early symptom of Huntington's? Maya finally sat me down. Em, you're driving yourself crazy. I can't help it. I'm terrified. Have you talked to the genetic counselor? Twice. She's been helpful, but I'm still scared. What does she say? That regardless of the results, my life isn't over, that I have choices, that I can still live fully. Do you believe her? I'm trying to. My parents called every day. I didn't answer. I needed space. Finally, my mother showed up at my apartment. Emily, please, we need to talk. I have nothing to say to you. I'm sorry. We should have told you years ago. We should have given you the choice. But you didn't. I know. And I'm sorry. I was scared. I didn't want you to live with this fear the way I have. So instead, you forced it on me in the worst way possible. She started crying. I know. I handled this terribly. But please let me be here for you when you get your results, whatever they are. I looked at my mother. Really looked at her. She was scared too, terrified of losing her daughter the way she lost her mother. Okay, I said quietly. You can be there. Thank you. 2 weeks later, I sat in Dr. Richardson's office with my mother next to me and Maya on speakerphone. Dr. Richardson opened my file. Emily, the results are back. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. You tested negative for the Huntington's gene. The room spun. What? You don't have the gene. You will not develop Huntington's disease. I burst into tears. My mother grabbed my hand and sobbed. Are you sure? I asked through tears. I'm sure. The test is definitive. You don't have it. Relief washed over me like a wave. I didn't have it. I wasn't dying. But I looked at my mother. If I don't have it, that means you don't have it either. My mother froze. What? Dr. Richardson nodded. That's correct. If Emily doesn't have the gene, Margaret can't have it either, because Emily could only inherit it from Margaret. My mother stared at the doctor. I don't have it? No, you don't. But my mother had it. My aunt had it. You were one of the lucky ones. You didn't inherit the gene from your mother, which means Emily couldn't have inherited it from you. My mother collapsed into sobs. I don't have it. I spent 30 years thinking I was going to die young, and I don't have it. No, Dr. Richardson said gently. You don't. We sat there crying together. Relief, joy, disbelief. All of this, my mother said through tears. All the worry, all the monitoring, all the fear, for nothing. Not for nothing, I said. Now we know. Now we can stop being afraid. We drove home together. My mother held my hand the whole way. "I'm so sorry," she kept saying. "I'm so sorry for putting you through that." "It's okay, Mom. You were scared. I should have been tested years ago. I should have known. But you were too afraid. I understand. I wasted so much time being afraid, so much energy. But now you know. Now you can live without that fear." She squeezed my hand. "I'm getting therapy, real therapy, to deal with all of this." "That's good, Mom. You need it." "So do you." "I know. I'm already working with a counselor." "I'm so proud of you, Emily, for being braver than me, for demanding answers, for taking control." "Thanks, Mom." It's been 4 months since I got my test results. My mother did get therapy. She's working through years of anticipatory grief, anxiety, and trauma. She apologized to me properly, not just a quick sorry, but a real acknowledgement of how her fear had impacted me. "I projected my trauma onto you," she said, "and that wasn't fair." "No, it wasn't, but I forgive you." "Thank you." We're rebuilding our relationship. It's not perfect, but it's honest. I also continued therapy, because even though I tested negative, those 2 weeks of uncertainty left scars. "You experienced trauma," my therapist explained. "Even though the outcome was good, the process was traumatic. I just want to move on." "You will, but give yourself time to process." I learned something important through all of this. Knowledge is power, even scary knowledge. My mother spent 30 years in fear because she was too afraid to get tested. But if she'd gotten tested earlier, she could have lived those 30 years in peace. I'm grateful I got tested. Even though it was terrifying, knowing the truth freed me. I don't have Huntington's disease. I'm not dying young. I can live my life without that shadow. And that's worth everything. If you're facing a genetic risk, my advice is this: get tested. Don't live in fear of what might be. Find out. Then deal with reality, whatever it is. Because uncertainty is its own kind of torture, and knowledge, even difficult knowledge, sets you free. I'm Emily Harper. I'm 26 years old. I'm healthy. I'm alive. And I'm going to live my life fully, without fear, without monitoring, without waiting for symptoms that will never come. That's the best gift I could have given myself. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.